All right, so it's 8:30, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And if people join, great. If not, I'll be posting this to IG live, so you can watch it back at your convenience. But today is the full moon in Aquarius. Full moon in Aquarius hit 100% at like right before noon Eastern, like about 11:59 a.m. So we are kind of in the thick of it at this point of the day. So super excited to give you guys a little bit of insight on what this full moon phase is all about. Hey there, welcome. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to keep it super high level today. I'm going to give you some insight on what you can expect from the energy of this full moon, a little bit of background on Aquarius, the sign Aquarius, the zodiac sign, and what that energy brings. And then I'll let you go so you can get to your full moon rituals if you so please. So first things first, full moon in Aquarius is at 11 degrees today. I think that is super interesting because Aquarius is the 11th sign of the zodiac. Aquarius rules the 11th house. Aquarius is in the full moon, and the full moon being at 11 degrees seems very synchronistic. So if you've been seeing 1111 a lot here lately, or some combination of a series of ones, I would definitely take that as a sign that your divine team is trying to let you know that they've got your back at this time, because this is actually going to be some tough energy with this full moon. So full moon at 11 degrees, I would highly suggest you guys check your charts to see where Aquarius at 11 degrees falls, which house, because that's going to tell you what you should be focused on as we're moving through the energy of this full moon. So something really interesting happened when I was meditating on this full moon, and kind of as we were transitioning into the energy overnight, sleeping, having what I assume to be a dream. Who knows these days? I think everybody's dreams are super crazy right now because of this full moon energy. Aquarius is bringing a really strong energy behind it. But this concept of life is but a dream was resonating super heavy with me last night. In fact, I kept hearing that child song, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. So if you're unfamiliar with the lyrics are, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And it just kept kind of playing over and over and over in my head. And when I woke up and jotted it down, well, I checked my journal that I keep beside me to jot notes in while I'm sleeping if anything comes to me. I realized that I actually had wrote some extra stuff beside it. So, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. What I got from that is this full moon is going to ask us to really be focused on moving forward, traveling forward down the proverbial stream of life, these new streams of consciousness that are opening up to the collective as they are ascending with all of this all these portals that have been opened in the last month or so. But rowing your boat gently down the stream, meaning very specifically, keep moving forward, but don't make too much noise. This is a time for you to kind of stay low key, keep to yourself, which is very Aquarian, right? Aquarians are, they really care about other people in the sense that they want to help the collective. They want to fight the good fight from a social justice standpoint, but they're very independent people. They're not a like cliquey kind of sign. So this concept of rowing your boat gently down the stream is just like kind of keep your head down, focus on yourself, and keep moving forward, keep progressing, keep pushing forward through any healing or any obstacles that come in your way. The second line that I wrote was merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And it kind of just brought up again this concept of this strange, almost like ethereal dreamlike state that we're in. Aquarians are very much so future thinking people. They're very altruistic when it comes to their visions. So this life is but a dream line is really tying into this concept of this vision, this dream, this almost very forward thinking concept of what you may have in your head of what you want to see the world look like is what we are kind of rowing towards right now. So that was just something I wanted to share with you guys from my notes last night. But let's get into it. So the full moon in Aquarius at 11 degrees is also known as the sturgeon moon, just for a fun fact. And the energy that is going to come up with this moon is an energy that is all about unpredictable change. So free thinking and future looking Aquarius is demanding that we step out of comfort and complacency and take action that acknowledges our emotional needs while also catapulting us towards our purpose. So there's going to be a lot of discomfort and as we shift into this need to make changes. And they're changes that we might not have saw coming, right? You probably have been having some interactions with people who you have never had any issues with before. And now it seems like you guys just can't connect. And it's simply because in some of these instances, there's a comfort level there that's not going to allow you to move into this more rebellious, forward thinking energy that Aquarius is requiring of you right now. So don't take it as a loss or a sign that this person isn't supposed to be in your life long term, or that this place or scenario is no longer a good fit for you. Rather, you should look at it as an opportunity for you to kind of bring your energy back into yourself. Focus on the things that you need to focus on so that you can make the moves you need to make to push your vision forward. For many of us, this energy is going to feel a bit chaotic because it's requiring us to disconnect from the familiar. And there's no true blueprint for what happens next, right? That also is very Aquarian in nature because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is associated with the Fool card in tarot, that look before you leap energy. That's what is being asked of us with this full moon. You're going to have to look before you leap, and much like Aquarians, you're going to need to do things that impact the bigger picture, even when it doesn't actually make sense for the steps that are taking place in the day-to-day. So again, the reason being is because Aquarius is always like 10 steps ahead of the plan. So we have that Aquarian energy asking us to look to the future. We have the energy of Uranus kind of driving us with that rebellious look before you leap energy. And if you remember a little while back on a live, we talked about Mars transiting back into the sign of Aries. So Mars is still direct in that placement. So we have that fiery take action energy of Mars in the background, pushing us to just do it. Just move, just go, just take charge, just lead, and don't ask any questions. Don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness later. And it's really our jobs to then trust ourselves at this time and believe that all the things driving us towards this change that doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense to us, just trust that it is for the greater good. That is, again, all that the Aquarius energy is about. So if I'm honest with you guys, this kind of feels like the rug is being pulled from underneath some of our feet. But that only becomes a problem if you subscribe to that storyline that you can't trust your own intuition, right? There is a lot to be said about leaning into intuition at this time because Aquarius is also an air sign, but it kind of has that aspect of water in the background. If you know the story of the zodiac around Aquarius, it's related to the cup-bearing god. So that concept of air and water is tied into Aquarius. It's an air sign, but it has some very watery elements. So that concept of being able to trust your own intuition, as water energy usually brings, and air energy being that intellectual energy, is really high right now as well. So if you lean into that energy, it's going to give you or enable you really to feel more confident in releasing yourself from the binds of the status quo. And when you do that, you're going to really open up the space that is necessary for healing and expansion and evolution into this new version of yourself that's going to be a lot more in line with the paradigm shifts that are going on right now. So what I would give you as advice with this new moon, or this full moon, excuse me, is to focus on the creative destruction. I know it's an oxymoron, but that's Aquarian energy. That's what we gotta go with it. Focus on the creative destruction of the people, principles, and the programming that doesn't support your altruistic vision of the future. As long as you do that with this energy and you channel that energy towards making the changes that will actually push that forward, you're going to be super successful with this full moon. I took a lot of notes because I didn't want to miss anything. A bit of warning is that in this time, you're going to have to set some boundaries. And it's mostly because you want to protect your energy. And it's not necessarily that you're protecting your energy from people who are attempting to wish ill upon you, but you actually cannot afford to give any additional energy to anyone else. Energy is really low right now. So you need to keep your energy for yourself so that you can focus on this mission. As you tap into Aquarius's kind of confident but quirky energy, and really lean into that inner knowing, you'll be able to really shatter kind of this mask of sameness that has been driving us towards trying to fit in. Again, Aquarian energy is all about being yourself, being independent, and in doing those things, you'll be able to kind of get closer to the path that you're focused on as it relates to becoming your highest self, reaching your highest purpose, and doing the things that really move the collective forward. So there is going to be a struggle because there is some aspects that are working against this energy. As it stands, there are a lot of planets in retrograde. Not Mercury. I know you guys like to give Mercury a bad rap, but Mercury is not in retrograde right now. But Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, Neptune, and even the aspect of Chiron, which is a aspect all about healing, all in retrograde. And with Uranus, the planet that rules Aquarius, we actually, with this full moon, there's a square aspect between the moon and Uranus, which is an opposition aspect. So there is just a lot of grinding against the grain type energy that's going to make you probably want to retreat and stay to yourself, which is fine as long as you're in your own energy. You're kind of repurposing that energy towards, like I said, making those necessary changes, disconnecting from familiar scenarios that keep you in comfort so that you don't evolve. So again, I just wanted to give you guys a couple of quick bits of information about what you might be feeling with this full moon. As far as ritual advice, I'm going to leave that up to you this time. I know what I'm going to do, but again, in true Aquarian nature, I think I want you guys to just think outside of the box, get creative, do something that you wouldn't normally do as it relates to a full moon, and do something that speaks to your true and higher purpose. Before I let you guys go, I am going to pull a card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle just to give you a little bit of guidance on what you can do over the next 3 days and what you might want to focus on over the next 4 months, the remainder of the year, because a lot of this energy is going to continue to flow into the end of the year. So as you are thinking about how you want to leverage the full moon in Aquarius, the sun in Leo, Mars in Aries, and all these planets in retrograde, just stay focused on protecting your energy. If you've never heard that trigger protection mantra that Janae Aiko put together, I would highly suggest going to YouTube and spending some time listening to that before or after or during a meditation. It's very insightful. So we got a card. Well, we got a couple of cards flipped out. So in the sake of interest, I just want to do one. So let's get one card for the Mermaid Moonchild Collective related to the full moon in Aquarius. One card, please. Ooh, so many more than one. We appreciate all the advice, but we just need one. Let's see what we can get here. There we go. Fell on the floor. I'm trusting that's the one, guys. All right. So the card that came out is Fruition. Let me try to get it out of the light. There we go. Fruition. It's card number 37. Hold on, this light is bugging me. Here we go. That's about as good as it's going to get, I think. 37, which breaks down to a 1. Which symbolizes new beginnings. Again, I think I said it earlier for those of you who weren't on the live. If you've been seeing a lot of 1s or 11s or some formulation of 11s and 1s put together, that's very telling of this energy right now because the full moon in Aquarius is at 11 degrees. Aquarius is the 11th zodiac sign, rules the 11th house. So a lot of number 1, new beginnings, creative, divine energy coming through with that being said. So this card is representative of the harvest moon. And I'll just read you what the book says. So as the seasons turn, there's always a time when all the potential of the spring beginnings is manifest. The crops grow tall and are ready to harvest, and they have done this from a fallow field into which we have planted seeds. The trees have flowered, and now there's fruit to pick. It is time for the harvest. So the affirmation associated with this card is, I welcome the joyous fruition of all the intentions I set. So again, this is just about putting your energy towards the things that you want to see come true, towards the future that you want to make possible. So as you are going into the next 3 days and you want to capitalize on this energy that is, again, asking you to get a little uncomfortable for the sake of progressive change, know that it's going to end in fruition. I think even the reference to spring is almost making me feel like the things that you set your intentions toward with this full moon, you're going to reap the benefits of those things in spring 21. So, again, this is a time for you to really focus on your body because the energy is going to be so high. It can be super taxing. So take care of yourself and be very mindful of taking care of yourself at this time. It's going to be super important that you keep pouring back into yourself. Just like Aquarius is the cupbearer to the gods, you yourself, ladies and gentlemen, are gods. So pour back into yourselves as much as you can when you are working through this energy for the remainder of the year. Again, make sure you check where Aquarius at 11 degrees, which house that falls into, so you can see where this energy is going to impact you the most. And you can scroll through the Mermaid Moonchild page, and there's a little bit of information on what all of the houses impact to make that a little bit easier for you. If you're not sure how to read your chart, if you've ever pulled your natal chart before, or if you haven't, I do natal chart readings, so please feel free to DM me, and I'm happy to show you guys how to look up the houses and where different zodiac signs at different degrees fall on your chart with a natal chart reading. So with that being said, focus on change, focus on creative destruction, and prepare for fruition to be headed your way with some new beginnings. Other than that, I wish you guys good luck with your full moon rituals over the next 3 days. And I hope you have a good night.